from Alex, ladies and gentlemen, back again with your boy Mondendlo Nyazi Bafetu. I don't just bring anyone to the show. Let's have my last number. And the man that's joining me right here is none other than Usiavuya Madikane. Guys, you can see we're relaxing. It's some serious heavy hitting conversation, but we relax, we chilled. Why? We're discussing AI, we're discussing robotics, we're discussing technology. Mr. Sia, how are you, sir?
Good, sir.
Good. Thank you for inviting me to this beautiful place, man. I can
Yeah.
see y'all are having fun. It's family time. We're shooting this in December, guys. But we cannot go any further without letting you know Amanzi Telu, our sponsor. Shout out to our sponsor, Mr. Sia. This is your present, man, for being our guest here today. Hope you're gonna enjoy it. Amanzi Telu. I heard there's some weddings, there's something coming up. Please, man, give us a shout out. Let us know we can brand it for you as well.
Oh, nice, man. No, this is good. Water is always good. H2O, source of life.
Yeah, we have to.
Oxygen and water. That's what we need to.
I can see there's a lot of water.
Yeah.
As you can hear the splashes there.
Yeah.
You must come join us. So, Mr. Sia, I want you to please just introduce yourselves to our guest. I just spoke about actually, I don't just call anyone to my show, you know? So let them know why you're here, what you do, man.
Well, first thing, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm really happy. I've seen your podcast is growing.
Yeah.
Really, I wish you well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and what I like is conversations, constructive conversations that can lead to impact, that can lead to change, that we desperately need in our society at the moment. So Sia Madikane is comms and communications and public affairs manager at Google South Africa.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah, Google.
The search engine.
Yeah, the search engine. So I lead the team for communications here. So all the PR stuff. So if you see Google in the news, I'm probably involved at some point or another. But I do have a team, of course, and lucky to be charged with leading Google's communication and sort of reputation management efforts in South Africa. It's obviously, one of the biggest companies in the world. So it's really a privilege, really humbled to have gotten the role.
Okay, so a young person is wondering there, because we've been hearing like rumors that Google is still looking for people. I want us to get right into it, man. Is Google looking for young people to join them, especially with the robotics, the AI that's happening, which we'll get into right after this? Yeah. But I just wanted to know, for those who are unemployed currently, we know there's a huge crisis of unemployment in South Africa. Yeah. Is Google looking for young people to train them with robotics, AI, or any other position like software, engineering, or development?
Well, I tell you what, Google in 2021 announced a $1 billion investment into the African continent.
Yeah.
That was announced by our current CEO, Sundar Pichai. Really just about building for Africa. So that $1 billion investment over the last couple of years has been being rolled out through various projects.
Yeah.
And one of those projects is we are launching a cloud region in South Africa next year. In Kenya, we launched a development center. Launching a development center in Kenya. We've got the AI center in Ghana.
Wow.
Which is where I just came from. I landed on Thursday night. I was there for...
I should have known you earlier.
Yeah, so I took a couple of guys there to see it, just so that we can know exactly the type of work we're doing. So all those projects are part of that $1 investment. And all those projects obviously need people to work on them.
Yeah.
And obviously, being an African and building for Africa, we need Africans to execute. So we need skilled youth to put up their hands, look for roles that are available, apply for them. Those roles are not for people outside of the continent, outside of South Africa. They are there for South Africans to take that opportunity. But of course, you got to be prepared. You got to do the work, got to put in the hours, got to do studies, graduate, continue developing yourself, the soft skills.
Yeah.
Making sure that when Google does put out those opportunities, you grab them. They're gonna be there at a very, very rapid speed. So you gotta be ready before you don't get ready when the opportunity comes. You get ready before the opportunity comes. So you gotta keep on doing the work. Don't be despondent just because maybe you don't have a job now. You all know it's a struggle. It's been a struggle for everybody who's working, including myself, including everybody else. We had to go through the loopholes, but we just don't stop. Keep on doing it until something gives.
That's proper, man. That's amazing. But then we're speaking about unemployment and we're speaking about technology and AI, right?
Yeah.
So don't you think maybe that could be a bit of troublesome for a young person saying, okay, you guys are speaking about technology and AI and robotics. Meanwhile, there's a high unemployment rate. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen with this robotics and the AI once it comes in, and then it's going to take my job? For example, there's a particular fast food chain, which I won't say because we don't get paid, obviously.
Yeah.
So there's a fast food chain. You just go in, you tap, you order, and then you're out. So now, what's going to be the link between job creation and AI and robotics in the future? The way you see it, Mr. Sia.
Yeah, like I think we mustn't simplify things. Like before the plane was there was no need for an air hostess. There was no need for a pilot. Those
Okay.
roles were created once the plane came into existence.
Mm.
Before AI, there was no need for an AI specialist, for lack of a better example.
Yeah.
But now we need one. So does that mean that person doesn't have a job? They've got a job.
Mm.
What we must shy away from, especially as Africa, is one of those places where we are late to the game and where we've been very
Yeah.
innovative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we've got to lead with the mindset of an innovator
Yeah.
and not one of fitting into spaces that already exist,
Okay.
because they're dying anyways. You know what I mean? Like if you're talking about, my aunt used to work at Shoprite, like a cashier. When I was in London in October, I was so shocked. I was like, what do you mean I'm gonna pay without anyone? Like, where are the people? Why are you not giving them jobs? And they're like, people got jobs everywhere, somewhere else, bro.
Yeah.
They don't need jobs, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they can go, you know what I mean? So like I'm not simplifying a hard problem, but I'm trying to say, like, I think as Africans we must start thinking about things a step ahead and start thinking about a step behind.
Sure.
So for instance, even now you're talking about employment, we've got a lack of unemployment, we've got a lot of employment in general, but we're not doing anything about creating skilled people who can give people employment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're starting the conversation at I need to go to the mines and work for Mlu.
Yeah.
We're not going, I gotta create a mine to
Yeah.
employ my cousins and
Yeah.
my aunts. And we need to shift our mindset, you know what I mean? Because we're not coming in with, so back to the point. We gotta upskill, we gotta reskill,
Definitely.
we gotta unlearn certain things
Yeah.
for the future, to be future fit for the world.
Sure.
Because the world is not gonna wait for us, you know what I mean? Like you can't tell people not to create technologies that make it easier for their day to go by without them putting too much effort. Otherwise, we'll all be digging in the mine with EPIC, uh, we don't.
Yeah,
In the mines they're using machinery now,
Yeah.
so they use less and less people. So what happens there? So you gotta educate your children, make sure they're ready for a future fit world that's changing, ever changing. Technology is coming in hard, destroying those old known skills, but creating new opportunities.
Sure.
Are we ready to take those opportunities?
Sure.
Or are we gonna always complain that
Yeah.
or are we gonna be able to go? We're gonna create our own banks, we're gonna create our own mines, we're gonna create our own companies, logistics, whatever, grass cutting companies that are going to be using drones to cut the grass.
Exactly.
Are we doing that? Or are we going, oh, they take my job? What job? We're not born, no one's got a right to a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jobs,
And plus, that technology still needs to be supervised
exactly.
by
Human
human beings.
beings.
Sure
So that human being is gotta be skilled. You gotta make sure, if I wanna be cutting grass, I gotta be the grass cutter available, so that when the cutting loose people in grass because there's a new machinery, I'm the one who stays. I'm the one who becomes that expert in grass cutting. Whatever it is that we are skilling, we gotta take a step forward and stop going. People are taking our jobs. Jobs are not rights. Jobs are like, if I'm running a company.
Political now. You're getting
know what
a
I
little
mean?
bit political.
No,
Maybe
jobs are
part
not
two.
rights. Jobs are not rights.
Yeah, yeah.
The water is a right.
Jobs are not rights.
Water is a right. Housing is a right. Schooling is a right. Jobs are not rights. Someone's got to create the job. Someone's got to. And when you take people into any company, if I opened a company, I wouldn't employ everyone just because they're my cousins. I would employ them according to, I need certain skills to make a profit. And I gotta make sure that my cousins are prepared, that I need them in my business.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I gotta go out there, go to UCT, go to TUT, go to college, Sona College, get your NQ6, get ready for the world as it's coming, so that when the jobs become available, you've got the requisite skills. You can answer emails, you can talk to clients, you can make sure that I keep my money in the house.
Yeah.
And then I can actually go, that's my cousin, and I can develop it further. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But if I'm gonna go, oh, I'm gonna sit at home and then I gotta have a job, or I'm gonna sit at home and complain that I've got a degree, I should have a job, I'm always gonna be at the back foot. You know what I mean? Because I'm using. I mean, a degree is only the first thing you need to get. It's like getting a matric certificate, and then you think you must be driving a BMW.
Come on.
Like you gotta. You know what I mean? You gotta move out of that to, what am I doing to make sure that when they no longer need a comms manager at Google, they can find a space for me at Google somewhere else.
Yeah.
I've got the job now, but how do I keep it?
Definitely, man.
I've got the whatever, like
Salary.
opportunity, but
The
it's not
lodge.
right.
You've got the lodge
And
now.
I mean, they were cutting jobs in Google this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was scared. Everyone was scared.
Mm.
And now I'm skilled.
And this is
I'm at
Google,
school
one
now.
of the biggest companies.
And I'm at school because they're not giving jobs out. It's not like we're doing you a favor to be here. They go, oh, do we have a reason to have you here? And I gotta prove that reason every day.
Yeah.
I gotta work longer hours than everybody else. I gotta be more skilled than everybody else. I gotta be the best person they have to be in front of people. Otherwise, they're not doing me a favor, and I'm not doing them a favor. So if I ask for something, they gotta give it to me. Otherwise, someone else might.
Man, you're speaking such an important point. I want us to just go into it. Soft skills, my brother.
Yeah.
Now, as someone who's worked with people who are in recruitment or in the training and development or learning and development divisions in company, I know that word very, very well. But there's someone at home there. There's a young person at home who doesn't have soft skills. You spoke about how someone just gets a degree and they think, that's it. You know, I'm enough. I'm sorted.
I should have a BM by now.
Yeah, I should get my internship, 15K, somewhere in office day in Santon. We know those companies. But now, let's speak about soft skills, my brother. For example, someone says, I am a software engineer. What soft skills should young people be looking at, especially as someone who's working for one of the biggest companies in the world? What are those soft skills that should be looking at you and say, okay, I'm unemployed now, but I've got this gadget, I've got the laptop, I've got Wi-Fi access, hopefully, if there's no load shedding and things like that. I've got access to the internet. How can that person start improving themselves so that when this thing called timing or when opportunity meets your preparation, how can they actually go about making sure that I perform and I excel when I get that chance?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of soft skills that I can tell, but the one that I think has helped me in my life is networking. Network capital.
Networking. Your network is your net worth.
But I think networking for me is slightly different because it's not taking my phone number and then saying, well, WhatsApp, and then WhatsApp me when you need me. For me, networking is about getting to know someone, learning, taking them in, like learning those soft little things that they do. Like there's a few guys that I work with that I look up to, like, and you can see like the amount of the small things. It's about how he comes in to work early, leaves a bit later. How he prepares for the interview, how he takes care when he talks to someone at the work, gives a one-on-one, and I'm watching it and I'm observing it and I'm taking it and making it become part of my life. Making it like, how do I get myself from where I am and learning from the guys above me, and not taking everything they do, but taking the stuff I'm learning, like that could make the difference in my career. You know what I mean? Like soft skills, like that, like observing, but for observing for understanding. Not just observing, like mimicking. Like it's so easy for us at Makaya or wherever to mimic Kamashita, but we find it hard to mimic people who work hard. People who wake up at 6 a.m, come back at 6 p.m.
That's right.
And there's many examples like that. There's a bus driver, Alex, every day, but he's been doing it for 20 years. We're on 5, we're on 6, and he's there for his family, and that's a big thing to learn from someone. You know what I mean? Like we think we need to learn from someone who's only going to be whatever Ferrari, Beamer, or lives here. There are people in our neighborhoods who have nothing, but I've learned so much from just guys. I'm from the villages, you know what I mean? Like the most inspiring person I know when I was growing up, right, was a guy called Malus Poyachabaze. He's late.
Okay.
And it was just about how he thought. In the village, there's not many people who thought like him. And even when we were kids, and he was 17, maybe when I was like 12, and we were playing soccer with him. He was coaching us in soccer. We're playing with him. And I was like, why does he think like that? Like he sees, like he talks about Tupac, he talks about America. And I'm like, why? What's wrong with this guy? Like no one here talks about none of that. We all talk about becoming policemen, teachers, And then he was coming in, I'm gonna go to America. I'm gonna work in Tupac. I'm gonna have X5. And my brain, being a kid, was like, man, like just having that brain, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, and then he went on and actually became like a producer for Glenn Lewis at Metro FM.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And I was like, just because he thought, and he had no business dreaming about those things. He wasn't rich. He was
the law
poor.
of attraction
he was
wasn't
struggling
there
to get to school. He had to get a lift with my mom. He didn't have money. But he became that. And he became of how he was thinking. And I was like, if I think, so I am I. You know what I mean? So I thought, if I start thinking like him, like I can travel the world. If I think of it, I can live here. And that was a small thing to take from someone. But it was a big thing in my life. Because then I realized that it wasn't the lack of my parents don't have this. I'm from here, I'm this. It was no, how I think of myself every morning
Yeah.
can actually lead me to where I can become, wherever I can become. You know what I mean? And it's helped me a little bit to get a little bit, uh, of course, from my village to go there. And I hope that even the guys in my village take whatever I'm doing and go, okay, he's also from here. He
Yeah.
comes here. His family is normal. You know, of course, my family was more like into education than the average family in the village. But you know what I mean? Like you can even take that. Like
Sure.
someone inspired my family to be in education. There was no one was educated. You know?
Okay.
So like the small little things that happen to you around you, it's either you take them positive or negative. And I choose always, your mindset must be like, you gotta be optimistic about the future, even if it looks bleak. You know what I mean? Like the Evo Komafodi
Yeah.
is from the
Property.
east,
Yeah.
property guy,
Property
right?
guy.
Like
Yeah.
is
He's a serial
like
entrepreneur.
yeah,
He's got a number
exactly.
of businesses.
When I
Shout out
first
to him, by
shout
the
out
way.
to him,
We
shout out
can't
to
wait
him.
to have you on the show, man.
He's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
When I first met him, I thought he is talking nonsense. He's saying he was in a shack and whatever.
Yeah.
And then I got to know him and I was like, this guy was really in a shack.
Yeah.
And I was like, what got him there? It's mindset. Like I want it. I wanna, and I'm gonna take whatever little opportunity I get
Yeah.
to build myself. And even now, when I like follow him, read the story, I'm like, dude, we can be anything we want. We just gotta put our minds in the right space. I don't know if we have enough in our neighborhoods, villages, townships, to give us, like, we always look for the easier way out. So the hard work, the put in the long hours, work, study, educate yourself. You know, I'm still at school myself even now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not because I want to be at school. It's really painful. It's not nice.
But it has to be done.
I mean, I would love to party and have a good time the whole time, but like, I know I've got problems that I need to solve. And the only way my parents don't have money, so the only way I can solve them is I put in the hours. I gotta study, work harder than the next person, because we're competing. At the end of the day, we're competing for a better life, competing against poverty. We're competing for the things we want that are not going to come to us. We must go to them, and the only way to go to them is through. Only thing we have is hard work and education.
Come on, man. So powerful. But now I want us to look into the future, right? What are some of the things that Google is looking to get into in terms of AI and robotics? We're seeing, you talked about a drone that can cut grass, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what are some of the inventions maybe they've just invented now, or
Yeah.
things that they're looking to get into? Because that will lead up to my last follow-up question,
Yeah.
which is what we want to do in the communities and
Yeah.
underprivileged areas.
No, I mean, Google, as you know, our mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and
Okay.
useful.
Yeah.
So whatever we working on really is aimed at that, universally accessible and useful. So community, society must have some. We are trying to be helpful. It's one of sort of our mantras, is to be helpful. So whatever product, we don't create products for the sake of it. So a lot of the AI work we're doing, first of all, I must mention that we're also rolling out AI very, not as fast as our people would like.
Okay.
But we've adopted a responsible AI approach, in terms of we understand the impact that AI will have in society. Back to your point about will it impact jobs and all those other things. We understand it, and we're trying to make sure that we take our time, think about it properly. It's a new industry. We know it can have a big impact. So
Yeah.
we're very aware and very careful that we roll it out slowly. But back to my point, which is our AI sort of projects that we're coming up with are very. If you look, we've just launched Gemini about 2 weeks ago.
What's that?
Gemini is a new sort of platform, so very tech sort of heavy, but it's the platform, so basically that works. Let's say at the behind the scenes.
Oh.
It's a similar way.
Back end.
It's the back end of software, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, if you talk about flood forecasting, AI flood forecasting, which is what we were doing in Ghana, basically will help society be able to manage riverine flooding. So, like for instance,
AI is gonna do that.
Yeah, it's already doing it. It's there.
My
There's
goodness!
a flood hub.
Wow. So
there's
AI is helping manage
flood hub.
natural disasters.
Yeah. We do. So that's what
Oh.
I'm saying. So what it does, AI flood focused, we'll send out alerts. So on the flood hub, we do send out alerts up to 48 hours before the flood happens.
Yeah.
Using AI, we'll be able to predict that this area will have flooding.
That's
So
amazing.
I mean, 2 days before it happens, we were telling you that it's gonna happen.
Wow.
So what does that do? It helps societies prepare better. So if you're in Alex and Jaski River and you get an alert saying, "Yo, you're about to get flooding," you are able to evacuate, move up the river, less deaths, less sort of impact. You can move your assets, your TVs, and everything away from there. That will help, because then it gives you a heads up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we talk about the what other one? There's so many. Um, Food security.
Yeah.
There is the food security projects that we're working on, mapping buildings, which is a big problem across the continent. As you know, developing countries, a lot of them are not mapped and stuff. So we're mapping buildings and providing that data set actually publicly for other partners to use to build. Make sure that they map. So basically, we're going around mapping up, like let's say, Chettle. If it was not on the map, it
Yeah.
gets on the map. You can see it. That data set goes in on the back end.
Okay.
Partners can come in and build. Whoever's building mapping, for instance, a map. How do you call it? A map app.
Okay.
They can use that data set to build their. So we're doing that for society.
Amazing.
Bard, Bard, our conversational AI tool.
No, I'm not
Bard
so
is like
deep.
ChatGPT. You know,
Oh,
but it's
okay,
our own
yes.
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like Google.
Yeah, Bard. It's
Okay.
called Bard.
Bard.
I actually think it's better because now actually it's using Gemini as well. So which is
My goodness.
3.5 times better, faster than ChatGPT.
Hey, I know. It seems like Mr.
Yeah.
CM has come for part two, guys.
Yeah.
Let me know if you want him to come back for part two.
Yeah.
Because now, Mr. CM, my final question was, what is Google maybe doing in the communities or any CSI projects to say, for example, we are introducing Gemini now and we're going to the townships to let young kids know this can help you with your homework or your projects and
Yeah.
whatsoever. Are there any projects of that nature which young people can look out for in their communities or even
Well,
online?
we're always communicating it. I mean, I'm sharing to you now,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to make sure that your audience gets to know about it and takes advantage of it. Our tools, as you know, are very freely available. You go on Google search, you search for Bard,
Yeah.
you get to use it. You search for Gemini.
Well,
get
how
a
is
little
it
bit more.
Bard? How do you spell the Bard?
BARD.
BARD.
So you
Okay.
literally search Bard.
BARD.
And
Bard.
then, yeah. And then you say maybe conversational AI tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it will come up and then you can be able to. Bard, actually, let me tell you, Bard is cool because it doesn't just like you can ask Bard, how do I get from here to Alex?
Yeah.
And if you type in how do I get, it will literally like not just give you like the directions, it will like you drive left, turn right.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes like this. If you drive 100K,
okay.
so it's conversational.
It's got complete details of
something. It's no longer like when you used to just search and then you'll get Alex's 10Ks from here.
Yes.
Now it goes in and it helps you, and that's why it's generational sort of AI. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like interactive. Let's put it in. I'm trying to look for simple way. It's almost like interactive. So you can use it to ask like different questions.
Sure.
To Bard to help you assist and literally figure out the world and make it easier for you to understand. And that's why we did it in the first place, is to make it easier for people to get information to better their lives.
Wow, man, this is so amazing. We can go on forever and ever because I would wish that maybe, if possible, we could be at Google and just show them one of these things.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, if you want the part two, please let us know. But Mr. Sia, thank you so much, man, for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity to learn more about technology and how it's going to change our world. Just your last parting shots, young people, what should they look out for? What should they be involved in? Where is the world going in terms of technology, youth development with relation to technology? What do you want to say to our viewers, man? Just your parting shot. There's the camera. There.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's nothing to say, to be honest. The world, no one knows where it's going, but the world is moving on.
Yeah.
You just gotta make sure you're prepared. You just gotta make sure that you become part of the solutions to the world. So you gotta be prepare. You gotta educate yourself. You gotta impart yourself. Technologies, a lot of it is really freely available. If you go on our Google site, we've got a lot of programs that you can take.
A lot of
digital
free,
skills, free digital skills on Google. Take advantage of those. Make sure you it's so small soft things as well.
Would that help though? Because a lot of people are saying, no, I don't need school anymore. Would that help?
You see, that's the problem. I mean, if you're saying you don't need school and you're competing against people who are using school to better their lives, these tools I'm talking about are done by people who went to school. It's not done by people who want a tender.
Yeah. So people who became conscious one
day that school is not important. The world didn't get here because by some magic. It got here because people are educated. Universities. The more a country has universities, the more they are able to solution. The more they are able to create employment.
Yes.
So if you devalue education, it's going to be tough for you to survive the world. When the tenders are gone, what are you going to do? When security technology comes, cyber security comes, and you can't do crime, what are you gonna do?
What
You
about
know,
those guys who like forex and
yeah, all of that. Like, well, I mean, forex is a legal thing, so I'm not saying forex, but I'm saying like if you're taking shortcuts in life and you're gonna want long-term results from taking shortcuts, how many people have done it and succeeded or stayed? If you want to win long-term, I would suggest taking the opportunities that are available there, and it's not about money. You know what I mean? Like, even like if you in Alex, for example, like by the library in Alex, it's
yeah,
free Wi-Fi. You always see people sitting there. Those want
yeah,
to improve. We've got laptops open, working, doing the soft skills on Google that are free,
yeah.
digital marketing certificates that can take you maybe up to 4 weeks. 4 weeks later, you know how to digital market. You
Mm,
can now go start a sweets business and have it online and be able to sell online.
mm,
And that doesn't need you to be in Santin. That doesn't need you to be rich. That doesn't need you to. It needs you to be accepting of the world as it is, and then try to impact it by adding your own personality, your own drive, your own goals into it, and then all of a sudden magic happens. I think sometimes we've got an attitude of waiting for the world to come to us, and that's why the world actually never arrives. Because no
Ish.
one knows where the world is going. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like for me, I'm like that. I'm telling you, like I got this from Malusi, right? Like you gotta fight in this world, and you can still lose because he's no longer around, and you can still lose. But as long as you know that you put in the hours, when things fail or don't work your way, you are fine. You're like you never feel despondent because you're like I keep on
Definitely.
trying, and then one
Yeah.
day you get lucky,
Yeah.
and it's not always gonna be losing. Sometimes one day you get lucky, and then you go, oh, now all of a sudden I'm working at whatever company you want to work in. But you never, 10 years later maybe you were working for this and it was never coming, or 10 years later you're not getting a job, and one day you get the job that you've been waiting for 10 years because you've been upskilling, you've got this certificate, you volunteered here,
Constant
you know
improvement.
I'm saying this honestly, even if in Alex, I go to Alex, there's lots of organizations doing good work on the ground. Get up, leave your house, go, mom, I'm gonna go hang out at this center that it does this. You're gonna meet people there that come in to help, and they're gonna go, oh, I like you, you got good soft skills, you
Mm.
talk to people well, you can send emails,
Yeah.
you're on time,
Dress well.
you dress well, you're on time,
Very
you're nice and
respectful.
kind. There's no ways they're not gonna give you opportunities. Everyone is looking for someone that they can work with and be with. They know that if we've got a project running, this person is gonna be on time. They're gonna send the emails they need to send. They're gonna be kind to the clients. All of those things. They don't need like you to be rich. They need you to just be a normal human being. And if you get that right, all of a sudden you start getting lucky. You know what I mean? Like we think luck is the harder you practice, the more luckier
True.
you become.
Create your
Like
own luck. Yeah.
Gary Player said, yeah. So I would encourage people to take the opportunities that are lying in front of us. The NGO next door is an opportunity. Don't wait for big company Google to call you before you start being yourself, because by the time Google only calls you when they see that you've got all
You've
these
done
things,
something.
you've
Yeah.
done the work. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So they can then go, okay, we can use this person.
Yeah.
And even then, they don't guarantee you that. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So you gotta, when you are there, also keep on being that person. Look to the people next to you that are around you that are doing well. Not the millionaires. The nurse who wakes up every day and never misses a day of work.
Mm.
The nurse who opens their door to help people who are struggling at 10 in the evening. Look to those people around. They are there in our communities. We mustn't wait for magic or like something. God has given us all of these people around us.
Come on, man.
We just gotta use what you got, man. Like, don't wait for, I don't know. It's like we're waiting for the lottery, and it never come. How many people are gonna win the lottery? Quite a few, but not a lot. Most of us are gonna have to grind it out, wake up every day when we don't feel like it. There are days I also don't feel like going to anywhere, work or submitting assignments. I had to submit an assignment now when I landed. I landed at 11:40 p.m. and I ran out of the plane and I ran and I was like looking for internet and I was panicking and everyone was running behind me going, "Why are you going, Sia?" And I'm like, "I need to submit my assignment because I was doing it on the plane.
Mm.
It's gonna be 12 o'clock." And it's
Come
like,
on.
"Oh, let me log you in, let me log you in." Then I log me in, then send my assignment, and I go, "Yes, I made it. Who has submitted?" And I'm like, I don't have to do this, but I'm like, I actually do because my wife wants a house like this. I gotta bring it to a
Gotta
house
be,
like
yeah.
that. And
You're the must.
she's also hardworking.
Yeah, man.
And the two of us hardworking can make magic. You know what I mean? Like, and I've always wanted someone like that that's gonna make magic with me. Like put in the
It's
work,
proper,
I put in
man.
the work, and then one day we gotta have kids, and then they're gonna go. Hard work does pay off. We look up to people that are normal. My dad was a policeman. My mom was a prison warder. Her dad worked in civil service as an admin person, but we are fine. My mom was a domestic worker.
Mm.
Mom, yeah, we're
Mr.
fine.
Sia,
It's not like
that needs
yeah,
our other show, all
yeah,
things
yeah, yeah, yeah,
relationship.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So it's not. It's what I'm trying to say is let's
Yeah.
not look for this big moment that's coming. This not
Yeah.
coming. Every
It's in
day,
the small
it's
moments,
every day,
every day.
every Monday
Yeah.
to Friday. We put it in. We don't get sick. Even if we know I went out on Sunday. Hey, I don't feel like doing it. I'm hungover. Go because those
Incremental
you are
gains.
going not point zero what every day. And then at the end of the day, you can see the difference. End of the year, now man, last year I was thinking like this. Last year I had this. This year I've got a little bit. I can now buy Nike shoes. Last year I could buy Fila. The other year I can buy LV. But whatever. But because you're putting in the work every day, and let's not look for big wins and lottery as the epitome of life. The epitome of life actually is a great existence for every day. I'm grateful and thankful that I'm able to be with my family, able with my friends, and able to work. The ability to work is also a thing to be grateful for.
Very much so,
Yeah.
man. Wow.
Yeah.
This is
Cool.
amazing. Tata Sia.
Cool, man.
Siyabulela, Tata.
Bulela.
Thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. It's Billionaire from Alex. All things success. Very successful man over here. Still wants to grow, still going to school. What are you doing? When's on? Impilo yako. Google is calling you, or any other company that you can think of is calling you. That car, that house, that relationship, it's just waiting for you to put in the work. And then suddenly, boom, just like Billionaire from Alex, you'll be sitting next to the greats like Mr. Sia. Thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe. Property car inquiries, you do know what you need to do. Amanzi Delu, thank you so much for the sponsorship. Mr. Sia, we
Cool.
out. Thank you.
Cool.
BD.
Thanks, man. Cool, man. You're gonna shade with me, yeah?
Yeah.